Hello, friends from across the nation and around the world. I'm Martin, and you are listening to Dad's Anytime Stories. And tonight, we're going to continue with Chapter 14 of Wizardcraft 2.0. And for this chapter, I just want to thank James, who suggested getting all of your friends and allies together to, take over one of the Wizard King's smallest towns, where you find a new invention that can control people's minds. Thank you as well to August from Australia, who suggested golden golems, because I believe they both come into play in this episode. After this one, there's only 2 more chapters left before we take a break for another season. But if you like my stories and you like Wizardcraft, there's more of that to find on Dad's Bedtime Stories, and if you want it ad-free, you can join us on Patreon. Otherwise, it's time for the chapter. Chapter 14, The Golden Golem and the Rebellion. Oliver woke to the same prompt as always. Wake up? He selected yes, and the world stitched itself back together. His simple house, the hum of the town. Congratulations, Martin's warm voice and tone from nowhere and everywhere at once. You have reached level 14. Mana, health, and stamina increased. You have earned 1 skill point. A constellation of icons bloomed in Oliver's mind, but one flared the brightest. Intelligent Commander. In battle, your mind parses the field at speed. Optimal paths rise to the surface. Orders carry cleaner. Your presence steadies hands and tightens formation. That fits, Oliver murmured, selecting it. Cool clarity spread behind his eyes, less a rush of speed than a sharpening of edges. Possibilities braided into the neat lines of choice. The right one seemed to glow. He headed straight for the town hall. Gus was waiting. "Hello there," Gus said, eyes bright. "I have very important plans. Come with me." He led Oliver to a broad table where a huge map sprawled beneath carved markers. Blue for Oliver's holdings, red for the Wizard King's. "This is our village," Gus said, tapping the blue figure. "And this is where the Wizard King's influence lies." A constellation of red towns and cities crowded the board. "If we're to defeat him, we must work systematically, freeing the outer towns first and pushing inward. We'll break his grip and give people back their choices." "What if they like their lives under him?" Oliver asked. "I've never met a soul who truly does," Gus says. "He rules by fear. You lead by trust. You have given people power over their work, their homes, even their magic. They will want to be free." Gus pointed to other tokens. "We cannot leave home undefended. Fortunately, you've spread the rock and iron golem spells widely. We have a veritable army of both. And the dragon riders are knights with acid-dipped weapons, the nature fairy, those dino riders, those, gigantic worms and their riders, and, of course, the diamond golems." He moved a few pieces aside. "My suggestion, I remain here with 1 diamond golem, a contingent of iron, and half the rock golems. That should hold against any major attack. And, just in case, take extra portal stones and this connecting crystal." He placed the glinting piece in Oliver's palm. "If we call, you can raise a portal and bring help through immediately." The new skill turned the plan in Oliver's head like a crystal. "Okay," he said, the path bright in his mind. "Where do we start?" "First, call the dinosaur riders," Gus said. "They're ready to send half their strength. Then march on the nearest village." He tapped a red marker. "Our scouts say the people there move like, well, not zombies, but sort of lifeless nonetheless. The Wizard King keeps a small garrison, a single dragon rider, and a cohort of golems in the town. There are rumors of new technology, a secret research base at the center. If we capture it, we may learn what he's doing." "All right," Oliver said. "Gather the forces. It's time." The village surged like a living thing. Knights buckled on armor, squads of golems rolled into position. The new portal to the dinosaur village, built with Gertrude's crystals, flared to life. Through it strode mounted riders on triceratops and raptors. Pterodactyl flyers swept through with practiced grace. Stable hands fitted harness seats onto giant worms, while their riders checked lines and gear. Dragon riders vaulted to saddles. Oliver, Griffin, and Owen moved among them, and with a few crisp words, Oliver felt formations firm, jitters settle. The intelligent commander's calm cadence threaded through the ranks without any fanfare. When almost everything was ready, Oliver noticed Lucy standing by, watching the sky. "You good to fly on your own?" he asked. "Yeah, I should be fine," she said, then blinked. As Oliver jogged back into the hall and returned, cradling a dragon egg, he set it beside her and unleashed a focused torrent of fire. The shell warmed to orange, cracked, and burst. A small dragon blinked up at Lucy. "Mama?" it chirped. "Let's feed you," Oliver said. They hauled in meat from the town inventory as fast as they could. The dragon ate a heroic meal. Steak after steak, chop after chop. They glowed and grew, swelling to a lean, rideable size. A faint green haze shimmered along its scales. "Poison type," Oliver said, impressed. "This will let me ride in style," Lucy said, swinging up with a grin. Oliver looked over his army. Dragons, dinosaurs, knights, worms, and row upon row of golems. Iron, rock, and a few diamond golems gleaming like mountains in motion. He rose in his stirrups, the air bright and expectant. "All right, everyone," he called, voice carrying further than sound could alone. "It's time we show the Wizard King what freedom looks like. It's time we show people what life can be." "With you," the reply thundered back from soldiers, dragons, dino riders, worm crews, golems, and everyone else. Oliver settled into Diamondback. The legendary nature dragon sprinted, leapt, and caught the wind. The others followed. Well below, the army rolled forward. golems snapping into bouldering forms and rumbling like an avalanche, dinosaurs thundering in formation, knights and worms carving parallel furrows through the dust. They reached the target village by noon, a walled town ringed by black and red guards, and a modest line of rock golems. Compared to Oliver's host, it was small. He signaled a halt at the outskirts and glided down to land before the gate. A screech split the air. A fire dragon vaulted from within and thumped down opposite him, a rider in the Wizard King's colors atop its neck. "This is the Wizard King's village," the rider said. "Turn around now or face his wrath." "I don't see him here," Oliver said calmly. A dozen routes bloomed in his mind. One shone. How fast can he get here? My guess is not fast enough. And even if he could, he glanced back at the army drawn across the horizon. "I think we're ready." He tipped his head. "You could join us. Benefits include freedom, choosing your own destiny, and for those who swear loyalty, magic. Learn to summon golems, fly, build, not just break things for the Wizard King." "Your power is nothing compared to the Wizard King's," the rider snapped. "You'll regret crossing him." "I crossed him a long time ago," Oliver said. "We're past the point of turning back. Now, surrender the village or we will take it." "We will never surrender." The rider kicked into the air and vanished onto the wall. "Attack!" Massive torsion bows sent bolts skyward. The enemy's rock golems rolled, and the garrison charged. The field unfolded inside Oliver's skull. Angles, timing, arcs. He didn't think, he just chose. Diamond golems, break their golems. Iron, follow and finish. Flyers, pterodactyls. You take out the siege crews. Dino team, breach the east gate. The orders snapped out crisp and simple, and the lines moved forward. His diamond golems thundered in first, slamming into rock constructs and breaking them into heaps. Iron followed, bowling through the line. Overhead, pterodactyl riders shredded siege crews. Inside the walls, Dino cavalry split the defense. Oliver and the dragon riders cut down pockets of resistance with lightning, wind, and flame, while Diamondback's nature blasts grew thorned barricades that funneled the enemies into defeat. Each adjustment Oliver made spread in clean ripples. No shouting was required. His commanders simply understood his gestures and, well, followed them. In minutes, the village fell quiet. Oliver landed on the wall to address the townfolk. "People of the village," he called, "you are free from the Wizard King. Live as you please. If you wish to join us, we welcome you. With power, with armor, with a voice in what we build." Faces stared up at him, blank, unmoving, disturbingly still. Griffin thumped down beside him. "They're not reacting," Griffin murmured. "Something's wrong." "We found the research base," Owen added, running in beside. "You're gonna want to see this." They flew to a squat building at the center and slipped inside. In a chamber, a cavernous chamber, a towering device hummed, a fusion of gears and glass, arcane chambers glowing with threaded light. "As far as we can tell," Griffin said, gathering a sheaf of plans, "this thing projects a field over the town. It doesn't puppeteer people, but it makes them docile and easy to direct." Oliver flipped through the pages, schematics, calibration notes, field diagrams. A cold, steady anger rose inside him. "This is evil," he said. "We destroy it. Now." They fanned out. "On 3, Oliver said. 3, 2, 1. Fire roared from his hands, stone crushed under Griffin's command, lightning forked from Owen's. The machine screamed and slumped. Glass boiled, metal puddled, the central lattice folded like wax, and when the last arc faded, only a melted crater remained, and the plans with it. They stepped into the sunlight across the square. People blinked as if surfacing from deep water. I can think again," someone whispered. "We're free," another said. "The Wizard King's gone." Relief spread like rain. The reaction Oliver had expected earlier rolled through the town at last. Cheers, tears, sudden motion as families found each other and clung tight. "Hey," Griffin called from inside the secret chamber. "I think I found something else." He led them back inside to a glass-fronted chamber. Inside stood a golden golem, sleek and strangely fluid, gleaming in the dim light. Beside it was a spell book and stacks of notes. "A golden golem?" Oliver said. "Better than iron or diamond?" Not stronger from what I can see in the notes," Griffin said, handing him the book. "But different." Oliver skimmed the research notes and then decided to read the spell book. Like always, the pages started to turn themselves, flinging memories that weren't his straight into his mind. Experiments with alloys and aether, failures that slumped into puddles, and finally a matrix that took. A golem whose gold could be commanded half solid, half liquid. Arms becoming blades, then shields. A body that flowed around impacts. A shape that adapted. The book dissolved into glittering dust in his hands. The knowledge stayed. "There's a chest of gold here," Griffin said, opening it to a buttery glint. "Wanna try?" "I think it's like the diamond spell," Oliver said. "Resets once a month. We won't be able to make many." He lifted his hands. Soft light limned his fingers. Blocks rose from the chest and drifted together, stacking and then melding as he willed the seams to fuse. The figure smoothed, less riveted plates, more a single gleaming surface that breathed. "What are your orders?" it asked in a low tone. "Welcome," Oliver said. "For now, just follow me." They spent the rest of the day sorting the town's stores, hearing stories of subjugation, and at last getting the joyful reaction Oliver had hoped for from the start. The populace showed them the municipal vaults, the garrison armory, and the personal stash of the enemy's dragon rider who had commanded here. "What happened to that guy anyways?" Oliver asked. "I didn't see him in the thick of it." "He fled," a Dino rider said. Some of our flyers gave chase, but he was too fast. Oliver's jaw tightened. Then the Wizard King already knows. He turned to Griffin and Owen. Find volunteers we can trust. Give them what we can. Spells, armor, training. If they want to